Hello, every pony and every rail fan. Our Triple Concept here, and we're here at the road scale Heber Valley Railroad 2002. Everything's even since that we're going to be reading around the rules since in 1899. So let's going to be starting. So before we're going to be start for the freight or passenger work. So we're going to be reading around the rules. So the first rule is respecting everyone and make sure do anything you want. So do not do anything, so just respect to other people and other players. So the second rule is make smart choices. So you can do and check this out. So don't make it dumb for something. So the third rule is don't spam regains and they're single and try to enjoy the game. If you want to try to enjoy the game, so even trying to spam other regains, so even just don't delete others' trains, so while they are running, so even I'm going to make any smart choices. If you do not comply, you may be kicked or banned. Even I got going to be such a termination of my account, so I'm just going to click I agree. So even though it was sunrise or even just sunset, so even let's go for take for a steam locomotives. So we're gonna be choosing the passenger work as well. So we're gonna be using this powerful train as well. So right there, delete engines by clicking on their wheels. And by deleting their rolling stock, clicking their rolling stock on the roofs, so it won't be able to save. And we never spam everything that I'm going to be. And we have some freight work to do and some passenger work. So let's start with the steam locomotives, or we cannot do just the BNR way. So let's start the steam locomotives by the way. So I have the control here and the DCC constant adder. So I'm not going to be trying somewhere else. And right there, and there is more about this game. And looks like we have some admin engines and we got some BNSF, so I don't want to go there. So if I'm going to get a termination, if you go in there and you might able to get kicked out this house and you might able to see. So let's go into contact train. So this train will be number 618. So let's grab like that. Looks like I couple up with these coaches except open air coach. So let's head on and move on down to the reverse. And looks like all the passengers have been aboard, so let's get moving. And we're about to go into see all the way down into the horizon stage. And also I cannot sprint around it, so must be the year 2002. And actually this train is moving to 10% per throttle, and we really know that the train will be heading around to the crossing, and let's head out to our valley. So this is not our valley, so that wasn't someone's able to be valley or something. It wasn't actually just California. Maybe it will take a lot more minutes to driving this train around the map until it will be finally arrival to the end. It wasn't just like JNR, it's just Union Pacific. And looks like it will not be taken for a long time, so this will be taken for a few minutes or even in just an hour. So we're gonna be taking for a few minutes straight to the valley and not the canyon, as anyways it's heading towards to the lake and another freight train station, and there must be some kind of yard ahead of us, and there must be the freight things that you won't able to go and ride this for now. Later reaches already across the bridge. There was some freight yard, and must be a little yard. There's some open hoppered cars, and there must be some coal work and other stuff like that. There must be a covered hopper, and right there will be much taking a little bit easy. So I'm required for a freight train or just steam locomotive for something. So even I made a good choice as well. So, and otherwise this is a really bad choice, but I'm not doing something bad, and really something. It will be take for a long minute, so enough talking. So let's head out to the valley anyways.
A few minutes later.
Okay, the train is now entering to the valley area, or even just like the lake area as well. So looks like the train is officially went into this valley. So absolutely in the end of this valley, so there must be a emergency bay, or even just must be a stop right there. And I'm going to make our things made a good choice, and I'm doing a great things that I have to say. So looks like I'm going to be slowing down this train. So I'm going to be keeping myself this train in control as well. And looks like the train is about to move around with some passengers. Some passengers are still on board. And until we quickly the end of this, we just still wanted to continue while I'm going to do this. And I'm not going to be speeding like this 100 miles an hour or even just going 70 miles an hour. I'm just going to keep on things ourselves for a 40 miles per hour. So you can still see the sun shining above you and the sun rays like a realistic stuff. And or even it's just like the World Zero. And it's just like comparing to the other games like stuff like NASCAR Unleashed Remastered. And even this is not remastered, and it changed like stuff into like returning for the old cars back. So looks like this train is continuing ourselves to get ourselves to the end of this valley. So later on, at long last, the train has finally arrived in Decker Bay. And looks like this train is about to make ourselves going back to Heber Valley, and looks like this train will be heading back and looks shoving back, and even I'm going to be uncoupled with this train, and it must be the Union Pacific 618 is going to uncouple one. And absolutely I did a good choice as well. So I just already going out of this side, so some coaches will be might able to get stopped, and also you want to make sure that even I'm just making sure that I'm going to be completing uncoupled with this one. And absolutely, we're going to turn back, and even the passengers just leave and on its side. So even just have fun, and let's wait for 3 hours. Even the sun won't come down as well before nighttime. And actually, I just still pretty see the sun is about to setting down just kind of well, and also the track switchers is absolutely working in Heber Valley. Speaking of track switchers, that I've eventually stopped this train and everybody is already leaving on this coaches, and looks like even I'm going to be pressing this, looks like the track switchers is finally get themselves working. And looks like even the Heber Valley 2002 is working, not especially for the old Heber Valley, that does not work as well. So even you remember this old game like in the previous videos, so I made this video for you guys. And you boys, you have to see this sunset, so I can't even do that because there is a cringe warning by, so even let's wait for 3 hours. Until then, let's go to find out what it takes to be, and until it will be returning back, and before it was time, then looks like we're heading back.
3 hours later.
Looks like the passengers are still aboarding the train, and there was one player has joined the game, and it is about time to head back into the station, and let's head out to the valley, and let's get out of the valley and return. And we just subject to get our things, or get back ourselves to return to the station, into the Heber Valley station. So let's couple with these ones, so I might careful without the passengers are going to get ripped off with these heads on. And I just almost completely stopped one thing at a time, and oops, I just went into the accident, so I'm very sorry for that. And I just completely make ourselves so weird for this one, so even I am going to be reversing around, and let's get back into ourselves to this one. And this is not only the main line, it's just a railroad tracks. Since all passengers are aboard inside the train, and I turned the train lights on, and since this player left the game, so let's move out of this one. So let's get out of the valley, and we're moving out of the lake area. And looks like this train is about to head for return for 30% throttle until 60% as always. So I have to make ourselves a good choice to make a good return as well. So I might able to get kicked out, or even I'm just going to be survive without getting disconnected as well. That was a pretty good fun experience. So it will may take a lot for a few minutes to head back into the station. So I make sure that I'm going to be finding out and I'm not jumping into the lake or something. So, and also I cannot able to get sprinted. So if I'm not going to be fast as well, so I'm not sure. This is trying to do so, and the train is still ongoing to head back to not the main line as well. So we're heading back as well, and I'm going to be officially ending this video, so after we arrived at this moment.
Later that evening.
Since the train has already arrived at the station, and make sure I might able to quick stop with this train, so I actually smoothly did. So anyways, that's it for this video, and if you gladly enjoy for this video, so make sure this game link is in description below, and the track switchers are absolutely working in 2002 because this is must be the 2002 version, and it looks like the real graphics, and it may publish in 2021, and this game looks really pretty good as we did a pretty good test as well. Anyways, thanks for watching, and this is Turbo Concepts signing off, and I'll talk to you guys all later.